Hey all, welcome back. This is me Monica Sharma and welcome to MS Bio Academy. And today we are going to talk about the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium based problems. So these are the problems based on your genetics. So we are going to discuss few problems based on this. Right. So what is Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium? First of all, we are going to use two very important equations of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. If in a population, you have to just remember that if in a population it is mentioned in the problem that it is following the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, then you are going to use these two equations. What are these two equations? That P plus Q is always equals to 1, and the second equation is P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equals to 1. So these two equations we are going to follow, where P is your dominant allele frequency. Alright, so this is your dominant allele frequency and Q is your recessive allele frequency. Alright, so this is your recessive allele frequency. So that is how it is. And P square is basically your dominant homozygous dominant genotype allele frequency. 2PQ is your heterozygous allele frequency, and Q square is your homozygous recessive allele frequency. That is how it follows. So these things you need to remember, then you can solve each and every question very easily. So let's take first problem here. This says that in a population that is in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So as it is mentioned in this question that it is following this equilibrium, so that means we are going to use both these equation in our question. Right now, in a population that is Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, 38% of the individuals are homozygous. Recessive homozygotes. Okay, so recessive homozygotes for a certain trait. So they haven't mentioned any trait what it is. Let's suppose we take that trait is being specified by a one dominant allele, which is capital A, and a small a, which is a recessive allele. So now here they have mentioned that 38% of the individuals are recessive homozygotes. Recessive homozygotes means small a. First of all, recessive means small a we are talking about, and homozygotes means that means their genotype will be AA, right? So they are saying that AA, or you can say that AA is what? Basically this is your AA, right? If I write it down here in the form of A, like this is heterozygous and this is your dominant allele frequency, right? Like this way only we have done. So AA is basically what it is Q square, right? So Q square they have given it is 0.38. Okay, 38% you can write it down as 0.38, correct? So that is how I'm mentioning. So basically you can calculate the value of Q, that is frequency of Q or frequency of recessive allele you can calculate from here, that is by doing under root of 0.38, which will come to some 0.616. Right, so you get the value of Q, which is 0.616. Now how to calculate the value of P, which is the dominant allele frequency? Just simply use this first formula. Okay, so P plus Q is equals to 1. So that means if we write Q value here, 0.616 is equals to 1. So P is equals to your 0.384. Just do the minus, right? 1 minus 0.616, it will gives you 0.384. Right, so we got the value of our dominant allele also, we got the value of our recessive allele also, that is P and Q value we got. Now what we have to calculate, what they have mentioned, that in a population of 14,500, that means this is the total population which they have mentioned. Okay, calculate the percentage of the homozygous dominant individual. Now out of these 14,500, how many individuals are there with a homozygous dominant form? That is, we need to find out how many of them are with the AA genotypes, and one which are the heterozygous individual, means how many are there with the heterozygous genotypes. So that means we need to calculate the value of P square, and also heterozygous means we have to calculate the value of 2PQ, correct? So how many individuals are there that we are going to calculate it. So how you gonna do the P square, that is homozygous dominant, just do the P square. We know the value of P, so do the P square. So 0.384 whole square, this will give you the value of P, that is homozygous dominant allele frequency, that will be given, right? So that you can calculate, it will come to some 0.147. All right. Now, similarly, you can go for the heterozygous also. So 2pq is the heterozygous form, right? So heterozygous allele frequency we'll get. So that will be 2 multiplied by p value is 0.384 multiplied by q value is your 0.616. So 0.616, right? So this will come to some 0.473, right? Now this is your frequency of heterozygous individual and frequency of homozygous dominant individual. Now we have to calculate the percentage of homozygous dominant individual, that how many individuals are there which are with the dominant individuals and how many of them are with the heterozygous. So what we are going to do, we are going to just multiply it with the total number of population. Okay, so what you're going to do, you will find it out that 14,500 multiplied by 0.147, this will give you the number of individuals which are there with the dominant, that is AA genotype. Okay, so this will give you the answer. You can just solve it. All right, so I think it will come to some 2132. That is what you will get. 2,132 individuals will be there in this total population of 14,500 which are with the genotypes dominant homozygous. And how many are with the heterozygous? So again here also you have to do the same way, just multiply it with the total, that is 14,500. So here also you will get some 6,859 individuals. All right, so these you will get. So this is the final answer of your question. Now you can just check this thing whether this is correct or not, what we have done is correct or not. What you can do is you can find the number of population of homozygous recessive individuals also. Okay, so we can calculate the q square also. Now q square is already given 0.38, so we just want to calculate the this allele frequency is already given. We just need to calculate the number of individuals. So again we're going to multiply it with the total number of population. So you can calculate it how much it will come. So once you will calculate this thing, there is some number will come, and what you need to do is you have to check it that whether this number and this number, they all three add up to 14,500 total. Okay, so if it comes to this, that means your answer is correct, and it is going to come this only. So that means our answer is correct. The way we have calculated is correct. So this is the way to calculate such kind of equation. Let's move on to the next problem now and discuss that also. Now the next problem says that the trait for the short tail is homozygous recessive. That means here they have mentioned the trait. In the earlier question they haven't mentioned any trait. That's why we have taken capital A and small a just as an assumption. Now here, since they have mentioned about the trait, that the trait for the short tail, that means we can take for tail t, small t, right, and is a homozygous recessive. Why we have taken a small t? Because they have mentioned that it is homozygous recessive form. Recessive means small letter and homozygous means both are small t, small t. If the populations follow Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, again it is mentioned that it is following the equilibrium, that means we are going to use those two equations, correct? Calculate the frequency of recessive allele, dominant allele and heterozygous traits. Now here these three things you have to find it out, and what they have mentioned is that the number of population with a long tail is 325 and number of population of rats with a short tail is 175. Now how to solve such kind of question? First of all, you need to find it out what is the total number of population. Just do the total number of population, just add both of them. So it is some 500, right? When you add it, it comes to 500. So out of 500, 325 are having a long tail and 175 are having a short tail. So if I want to find it out, the how many are with the short tail, right? For example, that means I can calculate the q, right? That how many are in the recessive allele form, right? So short tail means they will be having the small t, right? That means it is q square. So q square is equals to 175 divided by your total number, right? That will be the frequency. So it will come to some 0.35. Now in order to calculate the value of q, what we're going to do, we're going to find out the square root of this. So it will comes to approximately your 0.6, right? Now we can calculate p from this. Simple, because p plus q is equals to 1. So p plus q, if I put the value of q here, 0.6 is equals to 1. So p is equals to 0.4, correct? Now we got the dominant allele also frequency, which is 0.4. We got the recessive allele frequency, which is 0.6. Now we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the heterozygous frequency. So that is what? That is 2pq. I told you heterozygous is what? 2pq. Just do 2 multiply by p. Value of p is 0.4 multiply by value of q 0.6. It will comes to 0.48, right? So that is how you are going to calculate such kind of a problem. So this is also a quite easy one, right? So that is how you calculate. Now here, why we haven't calculated from the long tail, that why we haven't done this 325 divided by 500 and calculate the p square, why we haven't done this? Why? Because long tail can be inherited by a genotype capital T also it can be by a heterozygous also, right? This phenotype can expressed in both the cases. Now we don't know that how many are heterozygous, how many are homozygous tall. So that's why we cannot take this as the number in calculation of p square, right? So we will not take this. First, always just remember, whenever you are going to solve such kind of problems, just first try to figure out the recessive frequency only. Okay, try to focus on the q value first, then go for the dominant one. Okay, once the q is being solved, because q is always like capital T means it is always in the homozygous recessive form only. So it is easier to calculate this way. So go for that, then go for the dominant one. Let's move on to the next question and solve that. Next is, in a particular population, if the frequency of the recessive allele, that means recessive allele frequency means q is given to you. Okay, it is 0.6. So q is 0.6. Then the frequency of dominant allele is, so you have to calculate p value. So this is quite easy. Just do p plus q is equal to 1. That is p plus 0.6 is equals to 1. So p is equals to 1 minus 0.6, that is 0.4. Right? So this is very simple. Let's move on to the next. Now this one. This is a little bit of tricky. So just focus on this. It says that in a certain African population, 4% of the population is born with a sickle cell anemia. Now you know that sickle cell anemia is a homozygous recessive disease. It will only be expressed when it is present in the homozygous recessive form. Let's suppose A is the allele for this particular disease. So AA form, small AA form will only be responsible for the sickle cell anemia, right? So they have said that 4% of the population is born with the sickle cell anemia, AA. Okay, calculate the percentage of individuals who enjoy the selective advantage of sickle cell gene, increased resistance to malaria. Now here you need to understand one important thing, that what is the selective advantage of sickle cell anemia gene? The individuals who have the sickle cell anemia gene in the carrier form, right? For example, like in this form, okay, when they are not expressing the gene, okay, but they are providing an advantage that these individuals will have an increased resistance to the malaria. This is very important, right? So what you have to do here, that calculate the percentage of individuals who enjoy the selective advantage of sickle cell gene. Now they haven't mentioned here that you have to find out the heterozygous form, but if you know this information, that only the carriers of this particular gene will have the advantage of increased resistance of malaria, you know that you have to find it out heterozygous allele frequency, right? A heterozygous percentage of individuals you have to find it out, right? So that way it will be easy. So you should know all these things, then only you can calculate such kind of questions, right? So here what they have mentioned, that certain African population, 4% of the population is born with a sickle cell anemia disease, means they have given you that q square is equals to 4%, or you can say it is 0.04, right? that is your 0.04 is your allele frequency. That means Q is what? Underscore of 0.04, right? That means it will come to underscore. When you find it out of this, it will be 0.2. Alright, so we got the Q value. So easy, we can calculate the P value also. Just 1 minus 0.2, that is equals to 0.8. Correct? Now next what we have to do? We have to find it out the heterozygous allele frequency. So simple, just do 2PQ. Okay, 2 multiplied by P multiplied by Q. So 2 multiplied by P is 0.8 multiplied by Q is equals to 0.2. This will gives you the value of your heterozygous percentage allele frequency. Okay, so this will come to 0.32, right? 0.32 is, or you can say 32% of the individuals will be having a heterozygous allele, or will be having an advantage of the sickle cell gene with increased resistance to malaria. So that is how to solve such kind of a question. You should have a little bit of knowledge also regarding all these things if you need to solve such questions, right? So basically we have used only 2 equations in the entire calculations, right? So just remember these 2 equations and solve all sort of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium based problems in genetics. So that's it for today. I hope you like it, and if you have any comment or any query related to this Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium based problems, please do comment down below and let me know. I will try to help you out in solving these questions. So thank you so much for watching. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe MS Bio Academy.